server and it is our F5. Now try to understand one thing, that F5 is a full proxy device. You are aware, right?
Yes. Yes. Full proxy, yeah.
So when I am saying full proxy, there is a disclaimer that it's not always full proxy. So do you know in which condition it is not full proxy?
FI is, I know it's a proxy, proxy. It's a proxy middleman between the client and your web server.
Not always. So do you know in which condition it is not full proxy?
That I don't know. I know it's a proxy between client and server.
Great. So you will learn something new then. Now try to understand very minutely. I am touching your first topic, that is SSL offloading. Okay. I saw the topics now, so maybe I am picking up a couple of them. Okay. So if you will see the SSL part, in the SSL, one thing I told you that it's not full proxy all. Why and how, I will be coming to that in some moment. Before that, let's talk about SSL. Why SSL required? Because man in middle attack can happen. To avoid those man in middle attack, our communication, end-to-end communication should be having security. So what all possibilities through this? It gives us encryption. It gives us authentication. It gives us hashing. These are the main three options for using the secure layer.
Cipher suits. These are different cipher suits, right?
See, when you are using HTTPS, but obvious, the cipher suits will come into the picture.
Right.
So end to end, what we are achieving? We are achieving all of these goals. No?
Yes.
So why encryption is important? You are aware.
Yes.
Why authentication is important? If I will ask you, can you answer?
Authentication is to identify the validity of your web server.
Not validity, but authorization. Either it is correct server or no. Who is responding to?
Yeah. Okay. Authentication makes sure that you are connecting with the correct web server.
It's done by your intermediate chain, okay, or the root CA. You are aware. Now, if I will ask about hashing, what the hashing is and why it is important?
Hashing is MD5 SHA. You want to prevent man in the middle attack so that the data is not transferred, tampered, in transit.
Very good. So your understanding is very much correct.
Yeah.
So these three options you are telling me very correct. Okay. So these three options is clear. Let me just delete this MIM also because all of these things are clear.
Okay.
Now, when you are talking about SSL profiles, okay, SSL profiles. So in SSL profiles, there can be three. Try to understand very minutely, okay? You will be able to understand this part. And how it is three, that you check. I am just providing the first. In the first case, the communication from here to here will be HTTPS. From here to here will be HTTP. My question to you, why here to here is HTTP? Can't here be the MIM attack?
Because the encryption is done by the F5, right? Encryption and decryption of SSL certificate is done by the F5.
So let me repeat.
It is offloading the burden on the server of doing the encryption and decryption.
That's all right. But what I am saying, why this side HTTP? Can't there be man in middle attack here?
Yeah, you can have it. Yeah.
So why we are doing such a thing?
Because the client F5 is HTTPS encrypted, and between F5 and the server, you don't need that, right? Because it's clear text, but only need HTTPS between the client and the F5.
Sorry, why it's not required again? I didn't get you.
Because between F5 and server, it's clear text, because the encryption is already done by F5, right? So there's no need to do an encryption between F5 to the server.
So let me tell in other way. This part is within my data center. This part can be over the internet, MPLS, SD-WAN, or maybe any of the technology, right? So the chances of man-in-the-middle attack this side is much, much higher rather than my own data center. Getting this point? Okay. Now, let me come back to the SSL profile, what I was talking about. The very first thing I talked about here, this side is HTTPS, this side is plain HTTP. Okay. So for this, what we need to do? We need to apply client side SSL. This side, nothing. This part clear?
Yes.
Let's come to the another. This side, HTTPS. This side, HTTPS. What we need to do now? We need to apply client side SSL and we need to apply server side SSL. Getting this point? Yes, no?
Yeah.
Let's come to the third point then. HTTPS. This side, neither I will apply client nor I will apply server. Can you tell me the difference between 1, 2, 3? Very clear from the picture, but I wanted to understand from you. Can you tell me? Am I audible? Hello?
Yeah. You're audible, yes.
Okay.
So between the client F5 got client side, okay, HTTPS client side, server side, okay. The third point is there's no client side profile or server side profile, good? Okay.
Now try to understand. This is the terminology named as SSL offloading. This is the terminology named as SSL bridging. This is the terminology named as SSL. These 3 points are clear to you?
Yes. Okay. I got it. SSL offloading is HTTPS, SSL bridging is HTTPS. SSL pass through is neither server side SSL or client side SSL. Just pass through.
This thing is what I was talking about. It is not full proxy.
It is not what?
It is not full proxy.
Oh, full proxy. Okay.
It's not the full proxy. It's not intercepting the traffic. Interception is not there.
Mm.
It cannot apply anything like I rule or something else. It's a plain legacy load balancer only. Because end-to-end encryption is going on. F5 is not coming into the picture. If you see the 2 and 3, difference is into SSL description and encryption both are getting performed. In 3, F5 is bypassed, passed through. This part clear? Yes or no?
Yes, it's passed through. Right. It's not acting as a proxy here. It's just passing it through. Okay. Got it. Okay, the third point, SSL pass through, it's not acting as a proxy architecture. It's just passing through. There's no proxy at all.
Yes, it's
right?
not proxy. Yep.
It's not proxy. Yeah. Got it.
So are these 3 profiles clear to you? Or
yeah,
these
I got it. Yes. SSL offloading is HTTPS, HTTP on the client side. Bridging is both client SSL and server side SSL. Pass through is no proxy. There's no SSL client SSL or server SSL. It's just passing through without any proxy.
Right.
Okay.
So your first topic is complete.
Yes.
If you wanted to understand something, you can.
Okay. I got it.
Sure. Let me rub it there. Give me a minute. Let me have a sip of water.
Sure.
I need to ask a question. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you tell me, when we need to deploy F5, how many ports we have? How many interfaces?
Yeah. Internal VLAN, external VLAN. Internal interface, external interface.
Only 2.
And HA, I think. HA VLAN.
Only 3.
Yeah. Internal, external, and HA.
What about management?
Management VLAN as well, right? Okay.
We should be having management. We should be having internal. We should be having external. We should be having HA.
HA, yeah.
Yes or no?
Yeah, yes.
Similarly here also. MGMT.
Internal.
Let me take external this side. And let me create servers this side. So let me make internal this side. And this side, let it be a cloud, and the clients are coming from either the internal or external. Either the internet or externet, I would say. Okay. So if I will ask how many ports, what would be your answer?
4 ports. 4. Internal, external, management, and HA.
Now, during the migration, you need to provide how many VLANs?
HA VLAN, external, and internal.
HA VLAN will be what? Routed or non-routed?
Routed.
Non-routed.
Okay.
HA VLAN can be in between your devices.
Right.
So only layer 2 VLAN will work for us. We will assign any of one IP here, any on one IP here. That need not to be routed over in our internal zone or external zone. Getting this point? So this is layer. External VLAN. It should be routed VLAN. Depending upon how many applications you are onboarding, you can just have /28, /27, /24, /16, whatever, depending upon how many applications you are going to onboard. Any doubt?
No problem.
Similarly, give me a minute. For internal, how many servers you have?
How many?
Servers.
Could have more than 3 servers, 4, 5, 7 servers, 8 servers.
So
could be anything.
Bit like that, you will be taking the like VLAN subnet information. Now my question to you. Let's go to the question. How many IPs from each VLAN we need to allocate on F5 cluster?
Could be /24, /22, everything.
No, not slash. I am talking about IP. HA, how many IPs required?
2.
Very good. 2. One on F5, second on another F5, and that's it. What about management? What about management?
Like how many interfaces?
How many IPs?
Okay. HA, you got 2 IPs, right? In GMT, 1 IP, I think.
1 IP address per device. So total 2. Again on one device and on another device.
Okay, 2 IPs. Okay.
Internal. Tell me.
Internal. Could be many IPs, I think, internal.
No, I am talking about on the F5 only. For the initial bring up.
One IP, I think.
3.
3?
One on this, 2, and 1 would be floating self IP. Yes or no? Are you getting this point?
Floating, yeah? Okay.
Floating, are you aware of?
Yes, floating self IP for high availability scenarios, right? For HA scenarios, floating IPs.
External, how many IPs?
Okay, internal you have 2 IPs, huh? Isn't it 2 IPs or 3 internal?
3. 1 would be the floating, 2 would be the static.
Okay. All right. Okay, so internally you have 1 floating self IP and 2 normal self IPs, huh? Okay. And external also same thing, right? 1 floating IP and 2 normal IPs.
So out of whatever subnet you are taking, right? These IPs will be get configured on F5. This part is clear?
Yes.
Very important.
HA, you got 2 IPs, huh? Between the 2.
Right. HA high availability or the floating is not required.
So one on each F5. If you have two F5 boxes, you have one on each, one IP on each.
Yes.
Okay, and internal you have one self IP, normal self IP, another normal self IP on F5, and one floating self IP. So 3 IPs.
Yes.
Okay, I got it.
Is this quite clear?
I got it. Yeah. So in internal you have two boxes, F5 boxes, two normal self IPs, and one floating self IP for both the devices.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.